Okay, so a title update is now imminent. This is the new title update. Let's go through everything. By the way, if you ever want to see a title updates, don't forget this link, neal.to/patch. It will take you to this link over here, and you'll be able to see all the patch notes as usual. Now, let's go over the title update number 4. There's actually a lot of things, you know, they're the main things. There's a lot of stuff. We're going to focus on the gameplay stuff per se on this one. And there's a lot of things that they still need to change. Let's see. So, during the team, let's get started. So, updated AI attacking player logic when determining if a forward run should be made following a pass. If this is specifically referring to those situations where, like, can I draw this out maybe? Where, for example, have you ever had a situation where you have the ball with a player, and then, for example, your opponent's defender will be there, and sometimes the game or just the player just stops running, or for example, you're down the wing and the player just stops running randomly. So this is referring specifically to this situation. AI, look, roles technically could have been one of the most amazing things that's ever been in FC25. It's been very restrictive, the way it's been implemented this year. And one of the biggest issues with AI, you know, the fact that we're forced to use player lock and L1 triggers. So hopefully that's resolved that issue. AI defensive midfielders in the holding role, so in CDMs, can now position themselves further up the pitch. Okay, does that mean there's going to be a change to the focus? Or does that mean holding? Because, like, if they're in a holding position, they naturally stay, for example, a bit deeper, let's say, hypothetically speaking. Does that mean they will go for... I hope not. I hope that's the focus that's changed. So you could... Because otherwise, you could have a 4-4-2 second variation. You're restricted with certain players that are CDMs that can't... Like, there's certain players that can only play CDM in this game. And... you might know where, like, a 4-4-2 second variation, the CDMs sit 2 back and they can't help. So if they're talking about a specific focus with the holding role, then that's the correct thing. I hope they've not changed the holding role itself. But anyway, updated defender logic when determining which foot to use when making a slide tackle. Thank the Lord. For those who don't know, I'm actually a big slide tackle user, and I hope they fixed the hard slide tackling, because the issue in the game when you use a hard tack, which is R2, I think it's R2 for you guys, would be... sorry, R1 and square. For some reason, it doesn't register the slide tackle, hard slide tackle. It just sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. And I use the hard slide tackle a lot because of the animation. So hopefully that's been changed. During rush penalty, inactive players will stand at halfway line in shootout order. I don't think I've noticed that. Not that I've had many rush penalty shootouts, to be honest. Be interesting. So let's go over to the main stuff now. So player substitutions do not always occur at the earliest possible opportunity. This was a big issue. We know that, let's say, for example, you pause the game and let's say you subbed off your striker for someone like Son. You know, you can press play again and it doesn't happen instantly. You have to wait for another set piece after that for substitutions to come on. So hopefully that's resolved that issue. Address instances of defensive line pushing up the pitch too quickly in scenarios where the attacking team passes back to midfield from the final. Let me read that again. The defensive line pushing up too quickly in scenarios where the attacking team passes back to the midfield from the final third. So the attacking team passes from back to the midfield. I don't like the wording on this, but the attacking team in the final third passes back to the midfield. Are they referring to the attacking team's defensive line, or am I just being stupid here? Address the instances of the defensive line pushing up too quickly in scenarios where the attacking team passes. So they're referring to the defensive line of the attacking team, I'm presuming, right? So this maybe will this maybe indirectly help people that keep conceding goals? Because, like, if you're in a final third, let's say, for example, like here, and then you're rotating the ball backwards, does that stop your... It'd be interesting to see how that one works. Pushing up too quickly. I mean, quite ambiguous. I mean, I've never really noticed the issue. Maybe there is an issue that I've not actually personally noticed. I can't really speak for this per se. But maybe this will help with people. You know, when you lose the ball and you get counter-attacked too quickly, maybe that will indirectly cover that. The heel-to-heel ball roll skill move was not always performed when requested. Sometimes ground crosses could be sent too far ahead of their intended receiver. Okay. Is this now going to be the fix? No, it won't be, actually. I was thinking about some situations where there was like a driven ground cross, but Is that referring? Okay, that would be interesting because I'm thinking about this a specific scenario that I'm thinking about. Maybe it could be the right thing, but it's ground crosses, so technically an R1 driven ground cross should be taken into account. Sometimes I'll just go too far ahead. It happens sometimes. I was experimenting with driven ground crosses. I don't know if driven ground crosses technically goes into that category. Anyway, we'll see that when that comes out inside the game. Outperforming a skill in dribbling could have become less responsive in certain situations. Can't comment for this, to be honest. A lot of these things, to be honest, I can't really comment for because I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like, oh yeah, I see that inside the game, and I honestly I don't. Following a pass that became a loose ball, an incorrect auto switch to the initial intended pass could have occurred. Sometimes a lot of these small things maybe are not as common as you think. You know what's interesting? They fixed these issues, but there's like these other issues that are more pressing that should be fixed. Like, you know, Travella's outside the box. You know, passes can be consistent one time, then ground passes, not ground crosses, ground passes, going to the wrong player at the wrong time. You know, left stick dribbling. I'm shocked there's no instance of left dribbling. Address instance of directed runs not functioning trigger intended. This is a big issue. I don't know if this is still going to be an issue because now you have to press the L1, then flick the right analog stick. Like you could historically, but there's sometimes a bit of a delay. Improved goalkeeper logic when considering in which area the pitch to push the ball and make. Okay, this is actually a very important one. This takes me back to FIFA 18. What people are doing, maybe inadvertently, maybe they actually mean it. When you're at a very wide, there's an angle over here where you could take a shot towards goal and you know you're going to score. But in these very much wider angles, let's say you're defending the situation, your team in white here, a lot of people will just literally, instead of, they can't make the cross, they will shoot deliberately across goal, knowing that the goalkeeper is going to parry it to the person. And for some reason, for some God knows what reason, the person over here is always unmarked. And they end up getting an easy goal. So hopefully that has fixed that big issue, because the only way you could stop that was a deflector playstyle plus, like Mayanan and a few other players have that. So hopefully, I think so anyway. So hopefully that has resolved that issue where hopefully that's direct. I think that's the right one. Okay, that's good. That's good. Updated AI player logic when defending a rush under blue card. I think that's because when you get a blue card, you start off on your defensive line and technically you come on keeping them onside potentially. I've noticed that's a thing. Maybe they run now or they position a bit closer to the halfway line or something like that. That's going to be interesting. Or when they come on. In some cases, incorrect play missions could have occurred when attempted to control the ball. Okay. Okay. So now does this fix? Hang on one second. Hang on. Does this fix now? In fact, I was looking at this just 10 seconds ago. Literally, I was looking at this. What's EA Sports FC? What's their official? I'm going to show you something, yeah? Let's see. Hopefully, my memory serves me correctly. It was 2 days ago, 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 13 seconds. But my memory actually serves me correctly. Let's have a look. It's actually over here. So, this is the issue with left stick dribbling right now, right? You see that? How Patri took a perfect touch here. Let's see if we can slow this down. Twitch controls are a bit of a pain. But like, look, the ball gets rotated around, then the ball comes back. Look, Patri now, look, she receives the ball, and the correct thing here was done by Nix now. But you can see, look, he's taking a touch, right? And just as you would in real life, you'll take a touch, and your body will shield the ball. And no matter what anyone else tells you, you're not going to lose the ball, yeah? Your body is shielding the ball naturally, right? And you can see how the ball almost goes through the foot, anticipating the opponent can tackle, and then they can tackle the ball from behind. Now, I hope this is the biggest issue inside the game right now. And this could be the biggest patch. This could be the biggest change. But this is saying in rare situations. Sorry, no, the one above. Incorrect play animations could have occurred when attempting to control the ball. Now, if this is solving the first touch, left analog stick touch, this game has now become playable. Playable is what I'm saying. If this hasn't, I'm severely disappointed, because this is the most important thing that should have been addressed before Travella's, before anything else. Left stick dribbling is appalling. But the bigger issue is taking a touch and losing the ball. So unless this is worded for something else, or maybe this is ambiguously worded, but this is in some cases, not rare cases, because it actually does happen quite often, this could have fixed the left stick touch. Hopefully, I'm praying this is the case. I will test this out as soon as this comes out on OGen. In rare situation of play, the ball could have moved as if it received a touch. Hang on. In rare situations, the ball could have moved as if it received a touch from the player before the player controlled the ball. Is that also that situation as well? Because you see, when I'm watching this situation back, let me skip ahead 1 second. Like this. Patti gets the ball. Because it's almost like, you see how Patti, her foot just like, you know, it's really weird because her foot. So Patti's foot over here. I'll increase a little bit. So it's almost like she's like let the ball go through and the game has anticipated, or the ball's gone through her foot. I don't know. Hopefully, these two collectively have addressed that issue. I'm hoping. The ball could have moved as if it was received a touch from the player. I know this is talking about more obvious examples where the ball has physically moved before the player has touched it, but maybe indirectly could hopefully resolve that. Address this as a ball pass through players unintentionally. That could also relate to that situation there where Patti has lost the ball. Address instance of incorrect auto switch occurring following a slight attack from a defender. Incorrect auto switch. I have not experienced that. Not yet. The pass trainer could be visible in the training center. Penalty. I've not experienced that. All players could trigger. Yes, that's a big issue. We know that. That's good that we knew about that one. The penalty kick counter was not displayed during rush penalties. Can't remember that. Improved referee logic with the rush will be made honorable. Yes. Thank the Lord. Remember how the amount of penalties that should have been. Wow, that is probably one of the biggest thing. You know how many times I've actually conceded a penalty because the goalkeeper's taken out my play and the game has not registered as a foul? It's unbelievable. So thankfully, this has been addressed. Hang on. Where the Russian goalkeeper has made contact with the ball before the attacking player. No, maybe I'm wrong. Should it be the other way around? Improve referee logic in situations where a Russian goalkeeper made contact with the ball before the attacking player. So what about the situations? I'm hoping this has indirectly changed everything. This is just like an umbrella statement that has changed both ends. But there's so many situations, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, where the goalkeeper's made contact with the player before the ball, but a foul's not given. I hope this has changed. Improved referee foul logic situation where the fouls occurred on the edge of the box. The defense line height didn't always save an ultimate team management. That's that defensive depth issue that's been fixed, hopefully now. The defender can sometimes take time to get off a slide tackle. I don't notice that too much. You can always do the get up quickly with a double tap circle button or whatever it is. Sometimes a square. Sometimes a cross could have incurred instead of a requested lob pass. Definitely not see that. On occasion, a pass could have occurred before the user was done requesting a certain amount of power for it. Maybe this could indirectly affect some things with passing. A cross could have unintentionally performed instead of a requested ground pass. No, don't really see that too much. Instant animation of playing correctly. This could be a grunt. Some of the goal attempted a deflection save on a ball that was going out of bounds. So catching it. Following a save. Okay. Now look. I'm hoping here. All these three, please tell me this is fixed left stick. If not left stick dribbling, if we go step by step in a staircase, please tell me first touches have been resolved. They've not said first touches. This could either be the make or break. I don't know. And there's a few other stuff here, like, which I'm not going to talk about. I don't care. These are all visual things. But like most of these are like, there's some issues, chem start indicator. That's actually a decent one. I said issue. Camera focus. Yes, I think this is like sometimes when you're changing positions, it has the wrong positions. Okay. I'm not really going to care too much about that. This is a big issue on PC where it doesn't work. I don't know. This could fix a lot of things. There's no mention of Trevellis, which should be nerfed even more. I don't think first-time power shot should be nerfed. The biggest issues right now is left stick dribbling, and this should be the priority. I'm hoping that left stick dribbling is fixed. I'm hoping I didn't read this incorrectly. But let's see. Who knows? Time will only tell.